Hey everybody, welcome back to my craft space. Today we're going to be working on a patriotic dress card. That's this one here, using a Scrap Diva Designs Baby Girl Mini Album die set. Isn't that gorgeous? And this project was inspired by a cardstock that I found from American Crafts. And it's this gorgeous floral pattern here. And also it came with another sheet that I only had one sheet of it. So this is like what's left of it, like this. And I think this one is called, oh, I don't think I have a name. I thought this was the name of it, but I guess not. But it comes with all of these super fun, look at the pretty floral and awesome phrases and things like that. And I absolutely loved the feel of that paper set. And then I also have a piece of Echo Park dots and stripes foil, and you probably, I don't know if you can see it, but it is foiled here. So I have a sheet of that I used. And then I also used, this is Joann Fabrics Patriotic Park Lane, and I used a piece of paper from this one also. And unfortunately, Joann Fabrics is out of business. I worked there part-time, and I'm really going to miss all the people that I worked with. It was really a fun place to work. I mean, what couldn't you love about selling crafts all day long and seeing how clever everybody was? So yeah, we're gonna miss it. But I was able to grab a couple of really cool paper packs, and this one ended up being a really good one for me. Okay, so this is the Baby Girl mini album set, and you get all of the pieces except for this one here, and you get all of these pieces here. So to start my card, what I did is I took the main piece, or the base piece I should say, and I folded an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I just folded it in half, and then I put the dress just slightly higher so that these cut marks will be over the paper. So I ran that through, and then what you end up getting is a little dress base. Isn't that fun? And even though it isn't the full dress, it's okay because you're not going to really see it. So the next thing I did is I cut a sheet of this pretty star paper. I just thought it would be so pretty. And you'll see when I attach it on here that there will be a little bit of a overhang here. So like I said, you're not even going to see it. You'll get the full dress experience here. So let's get that glued on. And it would have been nice if I had this done a little bit sooner. We have end of school year for my grandkids, and I have a senior in high school, so there are lots of fun activities. I have grandkids that have extracurricular activities that I'm trying to bounce back and forth. But it's a good problem to have for sure. All right, so then you're just going to follow the lines of the dress, and it'll fit absolutely perfectly on there. So you want to definitely do this step first because you want to be able to flatten it and get a nice adhesion here. It's already so fun, isn't it? I absolutely adore this die set. I haven't made a mini album out of it yet, but I will. I will definitely do that. I do have a granddaughter who's just 2 months old. I have multiple granddaughters, but she's the newest addition to the family. So maybe I'll make one for her. Okay, the next piece we have here is, this is the panel base, and this is the one that cuts the decorative piece. I guess that's the word I was looking for. Okay, so that's this one here. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. And if you look closely, you can see there's little score marks here. So I'm just gonna kind of pinch. You can maybe see it from the back. See how it kind of scores a little bit? So then it kind of gives the feeling of a 3D. The little cute little ruffles on the dresses. Okay, so we'll just do that too. There we go. There. Look how cute that is. It's adorable. Okay, so let's get this base piece on, and I will glue everything on except for the 3D ruffles. Going around here, and you have some super cute hearts on the bottom of the dress. So you could, I didn't do it on this project, but you could add some glitter cardstock maybe under the hearts. And that would be fun because it would come through the front. But I like the stars because it's kind of the theme. So, all right, try to get that in place here and then kind of follow the guides. The dress here, move that over this way. Just check the sides. Okay. When it looks good, go ahead and press them down. And these are the little hearts on the bottom. Look how cute they are. Okay, so now we have our cute little dress. Okay. So we'll leave this, put this aside for a minute. Oh no, we won't. We're gonna do, the next piece is, this is a cute little, belly band. This is the cute little belly band, and you're gonna see it has a little score mark for that. And you can't really see it, but the little stars, they actually do shimmer. I thought that was super cute. So we'll get this on here. I want the beautiful paper to be the star attraction on this project because I just think it's so gorgeous. Just make sure it's lined up there. Isn't it cute? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. So simple. Okay, next we're going to work on the bow. And the bow comes in 3 pieces. So you have this main piece here, which I actually cut out 3 times. Cut it out 3 times in red. Then you have this piece, and this piece you want to be decorative because when you put this piece on, it's actually going to cover half of that. So you're only going to see the top. And then you're going to cut one of these. So here's my red piece, my red ribbon, gorgeous. And then out of that decorative sheet of paper, I cut this, the red and white stripes. And we'll get this on here. It's so cute. See how perfectly everything goes together? It fits absolutely perfectly. Okay, and you can't have a flag without stars. So also from that decorative page, I cut a bottom portion of just the stars so you can see the flag. And this goes, like I said, it goes on the bottom. And if you hear walking, I have dogs that are upstairs and they're large dogs, so they're pretty loud. There we go. Look at how cute. And then it also comes with this little piece here. And if you cut that out, it'll fit perfectly in the center. But I wanted to have a little star on mine. So I used the center star here from the star nesting set from Scrap Diva Designs. I use the center one, and it actually cuts out in 2 pieces. So I cut it once in red, and that's the outline part, and then I cut it once again in that white shimmery star paper, and they nestle perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. I'm going to start with the red star. I'm trying to get ahead of the game here because I should have already done some kind of patriotic things. Okay, so just get that centered. Okay, and then we'll add our little white star. Oopsies. Okay. And just put that in the center. There. Okay, so we can go ahead and put this bow on. We're just going to put it in the center. So we're only going to put glue kind of on the center. Oh no, we could put it on the whole thing because I'm not going to pop it up. I did the extra, I don't know if you can see how dimensional that is. Like I said, I cut 3. So we're going to just go ahead and put this in the center. And it plopped almost perfectly in place. There we go. How cute. Okay. Using this piece here, this is from the 4-ounce coffee cup holder, and it's a square that has stitching on it. So I use that just to cut a square, and this is the one I did out of the shimmery dot paper. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to fold it this way. Scrap Diva Designs does have a pinwheel set, but I don't have it, so I'm just going to use this square to make a pinwheel. Okay, so you're going to have the 4 corners here, but you're not going to cut on the 4 corners. You're actually going to cut diagonally. So just go from this side, and then you're not going to cut all the way, but cut almost. I don't know if you could see. There we go. And then flip it and do that again. And then you'll do that for all 4 sides. Okay. And then you'll have something that looks like this. A little star. Okay. So now I want to see most of the dots. So then what you want to do is you just want to curve and see where it meets in the middle here. You just want to put it slightly over. Just slightly over, like right there. So I'm just going to put glue on the tip. Sorry about banging there we go. And then just hold that down for a second, and then just gently, don't push it down all the way, but just kind of gently, I don't know how to say it, just so it kind of is folded, but it's also popped up still. Okay, and then we're gonna just go around and do that for all of the corners. Okay, again, we're gonna kind of just overlap that one, hold it in the middle, and then just kind of get that one going. There we go. And then just use your fingers just to hold on to it. Make sure you have good glue, because if you don't have good glue, you're going to be very frustrated, because This is a thicker paper. It's not super thick. I don't know, if I had to guess, I would say it's maybe 80 pounds cardstock. So yeah, it's gonna want to pull. So you just want to make sure that you give it enough time to dry. And don't worry about what the center looks like, because we're going to cover it up. Okay. And then from the decorative piece of paper again, so I cut a red circle. This is a large circle, and this is from the Scrap Diva Designs Roller Skate mini album. And I used 2 of these big ones. Okay, and then I used this smaller one to cut a smaller piece from that decorative paper, and I'm just going to glue that on top there. So I can go ahead and glue this on now. I'm trying to think. Actually, I think I'm going to add a little foam to that to pop it up. I think that's what I want to do. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it up on here and center that as best I can. Is that centered? Let me just try one more time. Sometimes I'm really good at eyeballing things, but when it comes to circles, I feel like I'm not. I think I struggle sometimes. Okay. I don't know. So that's going to have to be good. All right. So then what I did is I just wanted a little decoration. I thought it was maybe lacking, a little bit too simple. So I'm just going to go in on an angle, space, go in on an angle, and go all the way around. Just to make a little, you know how they have like those geez, like the little awards, oh, I can't find the word. Like the little award badges. I know that's not the, or the blue, like the blue ribbons, right? That's what they're called. This isn't a full one, but kind of reminds me of one a little bit. And then just keep going around, just triangles. And one more. This would also be cute and look like a little sun. All right, okay, and then that's just gonna go in the center here. So I actually think I'm gonna do another dot to pop that one up, and I'm gonna learn my lesson and cut it down a little bit. There we go. And I don't want it to come off, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on here. Okay, and then just center that up. And because it's a cute little flower, I'm going to put, when I put the stick on it, it's going to kind of, I'm going to use this little line as my marker. So that's why I want the flower to be kind of facing this way. All right. So that's all done. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the flowers. So these are the flowers from Scrap Diva Design called Fantasy Flower. These flowers come in 3 sizes. So I cut 2 out of the largest size and 4 out of the smallest size. And all I did for these these are gorgeous. I love these flowers. I just took my little pick tool here and just went around each petal and just pinched it. Go around and pinch. Go around and pinch. And you don't need to have this tool if it's easier. I think I did my flowers just freehand on my other one. Flowers are not a perfect thing because they're just not perfect. They're beautiful, but they're not perfect. So there you go. Okay, so I did 2 layers. Oops, did you see that? My whole thing fell out. Okay, there we go. All right, so we just glue them on top of each other, and I did want some more of this floral pattern, so I did cut one of the flowers out in the floral pattern. All right, and then we'll just put that in the center here. Cute. And then these 2, I just used the star background, but I used the smaller print. All right, and to make these really pop out, I have some gems here. Usually I like to do glitter, but since, I don't know, I tried to do a glitter piece, an accent on it, and I just wanted it to be, I don't know. I just didn't like the glitter as much. All right, so let's get these gems on here. There we go. There's a big one here. Look at what a big difference that makes. It's so bright and shiny. I got these, well, it's got some glue on it. I got a pack of these gems in multiple different colors from an HSN craft day. Probably, I don't know, I wouldn't even want to guess how long ago. Long time ago though. And they're some of my most used gems. Oopsies. Center that. Give it a good pinch. Okay, so from the decorative sheet, I also found there were some words on there. So I basically just cut out this little phrase and then I backed it onto some star paper. All right, so we got that. So let's get these flowers on. And I tried to do 3 large flowers, but it just took up too much of the dress, and I wanted the dress to be the focal point here. So put this in the center. It's so pretty. And then to break up some of the dark, these bows, or these flowers. I cannot, you know what, to be fair, I haven't finished my first cup of coffee yet, so that's what's happening. Excuse me. All right, look at how cute, cute. So this gives us kind of the texture, if you will. Okay, so now, this is the tricky part. So I had these little shish kebab sticks here. Okay, so these are going to be what holds us down. It's a little bit too long, so I'm going to need to cut that. I don't know what these things are called, but they're like wire snips, and they cut everything you need. So I'm just going to kind of line it up because my pinwheel is going to stick out about this far, and I wanted this to meet about this far. So I'll just cut off about that much. Not bad, right? Easy. Okay. And then I'm going to, let's see, using this again, and I want it to go down in this direction. I'm just going to put some glue on here. Glue the stick on. And then I have another circle here that I'm just going to add a bunch of glue on. Okay. So we don't have to see the workings in the back. And then just kind of hold the sides. Hot glue might have been a good idea here. I think the problem is, there we go. You need to hold it down this way. And make sure there's glue on your actual stick here too, because otherwise it'll just slide right out. Okay, that is looking good. How cute is that? You can even use these and make little centerpieces for the 4th of July. How simple and cute. Okay, so now I need to put some, got a lot of little glue bits on here. I need to put some, because the stick is dimensional, I need to put some double-sided tape on here to give it some good dimension. Okay, but we also have to be careful because we want this to go here, but we also want the stick to kind of go through it. Okay, so it's going to be kind of butting up against this one, so I can put another, maybe a half a one there. No, let's try the full one. So you have the height on both sides. There we go. Okay. So that looks good. So I'm going to put that down. These are the sticky, oh my gosh, it totally stuck to my nail. These are the sticky buds from the dollar store. They come in a nice roll, but I like the sides. The size, I should say. Okay, there we go. So that's in there. That looks good. And then I'm going to add some glue to the bottom of my stick here. The back of my stick here. And then try to slide it in there. And then just hold it down. But super simple, nothing major, but how fun is it? They would also be adorable if you have 4th of July at your house and you wanted to put like the names of the dishes or something like that. It doesn't stand up though. It kind of, oh no, it does. Make the lighter out of me. It does stand up. My other one was wobbling around a little bit. But there you go. Or this could be, my thought process is, it could be a thank you card. You can give it to the host of whoever is hosting the 4th of July. So you could put thank you on the inside. I didn't put anything on the inside of mine yet because I'm not really sure what I'm going to use it for. But there we go. Very simple. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button and the subscribe button. And until I see you next time, be happy and take care. Bye-bye.